Hello there, Comic Novice here, and I am going to be doing my review of Wonder Woman issues 780 through 784, maybe getting us ready for, oh, I don't know, the Trial of the Amazons. I've read all of these. I will tell you, all right, before I get into that, let's talk about why I'm doing this. So, the previous writer, Mariko Tamaki, did a fantastic job. I was off and on with Wonder Woman, and I thoroughly enjoyed. I think there's 12 stories in that one, and then we got this brand new creative team after the death metal, and I found it a snooze fest. I pieced out after issue 1. I wasn't quite sure if I should have done that, but I listened to some other podcasters and YouTubers and they agreed, so I did that. But I'm looking to jump back on because now instead of Wonder Woman being dead, she is the reverse of that. So with that, I'm just going to go through these issues to find out if well, at least part 1, does this do a good job of leading into the trial of the Amazons? And so with this first issue, 780, which is her return, basically it is a snooze fest. It is Diana has come back and everybody is excited that Diana has come back. And then they talk to her about that she's back and then she saves some people. And then they're even more happy that she's back. She doesn't call Steve Trevor, but then more people are happy that she's back. Nubia is happy that she's back. And then the final page, we kind of get something set in place with this reflection. So intriguing. Granted, I can't believe that it took, I think this is an oversized page or book, but yeah. Anyway, next book that was released, 781. This one, now, granted, the thumbnail does say Road to the Trial of the Amazons. I want the story. I'm annoyed that this book is $4.99. There's an extra story in it. I don't want the extra story. I want to pay $3.99. So there's my $3.99 book that I want, not the $4.99. So we start off with lunch. We get the return of Deadman. I don't know if Deadman was in the other run. Steve Trevor gets approached by Wonder Woman. Obviously, the speech bubble, not Wonder Woman. And then we see a fake Wonder Woman. She starts beating the crap out of him until he shoots her, shoots the love of his life, and then she shatters into a million pieces. We have Dr. Psycho, who is setting things up. And just as before we get to, the end of my $3.99 book, we get there's something on the side of the plane, and there's a whole bunch of Wonder Woman. So yeah, that is that. So, but in the middle of all of this, we have this annual. Now, I will tell you, this annual setting things up for Trial of the Amazons is perhaps the best one out of all 5 issues that I've read. So we have, I'm very intrigued with this gentleman right here because he does not behave like a standard human being. He uses off terms. If he was a little bit more, I don't know, whatever, I would have thought that he'd be like one of those people, black-eyed kids or whatever. We have I find it a shame that part of this story is very similar in the setup to the Wonder Woman movie, where there is a bank robbery and they start using people as hostages. Now, during this part where we're going to the Themyscira Museum, or however you pronounce it, this guy, he approaches Diana, and we find out that he actually is and his people are an indigenous race that lived on Themyscira before the gods basically, created this for the women or whatever, and they want it back. That right there intrigues me. We have a very nice fight scene in this is by all means, this is by far the best issue in this line. Sorry for teasing. Please watch to the very end. But yeah, I think that is the best issue. The next one, we pick up where we left off. There's a thing on the side of the plane, and we have a whole bunch of Wonder Woman who shatter like glass. Steve is still sad because Diana's not returning his phone call. You have Dr. Psycho, who is a televangelist or something like that. I don't know. I got too wordy. I started skipping some of it. They start fighting more of these mirror people, and then we left off there. And then here's the secondary story right there. Let me just get real close. That is called Death by Word Balloons right there. I'm not reading that. All right. So then the next story, we reprieve with all these flying Wonder Woman, dead man who ditches his body. The body that he was in now is in dead man form. We are fighting those people. Etta Candy is struggling to get up the stairs with important information because even though she's in the army or whatever, she's overweight. And we have this fight back and forth. So far, this is not setting us up for the Trial of the Amazons except for the annual, which is a shame. So we finally get the Diana's mom. I can't even think of what her name is, but she gets contacted by another glass version of her daughter. And then we have, hey, look, the backup story doesn't have, oh, wait, there's all the word bubbles. Yeah, not reading that. All right. And the last one before we get to, I guess, this thing right here, and I'm not going to review this one. This is all the lead up to it. So we have, I should probably say that this Mirror Master guy, he is basically saying that Diana is, has not been right. She's a copy of herself, trying to trick herself. Meanwhile, there is some soldier that Dr. Psycho has sent to attack Diana, and he is under his control. So she's fighting two people at the same time. She's fighting this not Mirror Master, but this Lord Reflection or something like that. And also this guy who has this helm on, and he's being controlled by Dr. Psycho. She finally fights him off. He recognizes her, and I believe this is probably a gentleman that was established in. You'd never know it because they didn't give any taglines. You'd have to be reading along. But I believe this is part of the storyline that I ditched off during the when Diana was dead, and I didn't care. So then now here is the lead up to everything. So we have Dr. Psycho, who has sent some gentleman that has been dead, a Viking god or something like that, reincarnated him, was under his control. Dr. Psycho is doing all this, and he knows that Diana is getting ready to go back to Themyscira to do this trial of the Amazon. So he's basically saying, don't worry. That was only part of my plan. It's not really fully my plan. We'll continue this when Diana comes back, because obviously this thing is gonna, it's not a good story. I don't like these writers. And then the backup story again, Death by Word Balloons. I'm very fearful I will be doing a video and reviewing this. I only have the first 3 issues because I do things through mail order because these are expensive. $4.99. I can through DCBS. I can pick them up for about $2.99. I'm not paying full price for this because obviously, out of all of those books that I just barely went through, there's only been one that has actually been worth my time. So that being said, I really hope that Wonder Woman improves. I'm curious what is going to lead to in Trial of the Amazon and what is going to it's going to lead to post Trial of the Amazon. Thank you for watching. My channel is under attack or something like that. I've been shadow banned or something. So yeah. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more stuff.